The Tragedy of President Buhari's Reign by Charles Ogbu. You're welcome to Njenje Media TV, your star station. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Do remember to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the bell icon for notification. I am John Paul Ani. The greatest tragedy of President Buhari's reign of terror is that we Nigerians have no escape route except Mother Nature decides to look upon us with mercy by intervening through any of her numberless ways. All state institutions have been completely captured. Both the judiciary and the legislature are theirs to command. So, there is really no hope anywhere. None at all, except we prefer to tell ourselves lies. Should Buhari choose to become a life president, nothing will stop him, except nature, of course. At this stage, every hope of restructuring the country through the existing constitutional channel is almost completely gone because there is no way such a bill will be entertained by the current rubber stamp leadership of the National Assembly, considering the Arewa North and presidency strong opposition to it. To amend the current political and economic structure, which is exactly what restructuring means, will need an amendment to the 1999 Constitution currently in use, which in turn will require the support of 2/3 of the National Assembly members, as well as 2/3 of all state houses of assembly in the country. The only way this may stand a chance is if the non-caliphate rest of this country were to take a common position on the issue through all the National Assembly representatives. Sadly, the realist in me doesn't see this happening. So, to those who still believe restructuring is possible under the present administration, how do you intend to pull it off in the face of Arewa North's resistance? At this stage, too, anyone thinking of securing secession from Nigeria through civil disobedience or any other peaceful means should better think again. The only way the balkanization of this British contraption may happen is if the various aggrieved ethnic and self-determination groups can come together to build a powerful alliance, because one region going it alone amounts to ethnic suicide. Unfortunately, the non-Arewa part of this country appears too divided to build any meaningful alliance. So, to those who still believe peaceful secession is possible under Buhari, how do you intend to pull it off? To be clear, this is the camp I belong to, because I am convinced the North and the South have value systems that are fundamentally opposed to each other. I just don't see a way of succeeding with secession under this murderous government. Even the 1999 unitary constitution, which was basically designed to stunt every form of progress and development by the federating units, isn't going to be amended or replaced with a brand new constitution except through the National Assembly. The same National Assembly that is firmly in the hands of the presidency. And to be clear, that constitution is the major cause of our underdevelopment. Let me break it down a little. According to that constitution, a state governor in Anambra, for example, has no power to generate and transmit electricity within his state or build an international airport to connect his state to the outside world, except he has a written permission from the presidency, because electricity and aviation are among the 68 items the 1999 Constitution put in the exclusive list, controlled exclusively by the federal government. What this means is that even if all the Anambra citizens choose to pool resources together to generate electricity to power their state, they are constitutionally obligated to hand over the generated power to the national grid or risk being charged with treason, according to the 1999 Constitution. Again, if all the billionaires in Igbo land choose to renovate the Enugu International Airport with their own money, they will still need a written permission from Abuja to do that. With their own money. This is but one instance of the way that document is anti-development. Now, even if we choose to boycott further election until the comprehensive restructuring of this country is done, how are we going to achieve total boycott? Which is the only way to make impact, considering that the validity of an election is not directly proportional to the number of vote cast. In other words, even if 90% of eligible voters with PVC in a given area boycott election and just 10% made of the politicians' relatives and village youths and women choose to vote, that election is still valid. And even if it is not, you can trust the joke that is now the Nigerian judiciary to validate it. Again, what is the sense in boycotting election of the governors, senators, state assembly members, and local government chairmen and councillors who will be directly in charge of your affairs, only to start complaining and criticizing those elected by less discerning voters? And to those talking about 2023 presidency, how do you intend to achieve that? Please educate me. In a nutshell, is there anyone with a logical suggestion on how we can save ourselves from the very long, dark, and terror-filled night represented by the Buhari-led government in particular and the Nigerian state in general? Anyone willing to present his suggestion and allow him to be interrogated, please, the floor is yours. John Paul Ane. Thanks for being there in Ginger Media TV.